From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Jenkins, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 Podcast for Friday, March 22nd. We begin with the news out of Greenfield, where a man has been charged with sexual exploitation of children in person and online. Police arrested 22-year-old Bobby Linhart yesterday. Investigators say he had inappropriate conversations with underage girls and convinced them to send sexually explicit photos and videos of themselves. Detectives say he also traveled to several cities to have sex with the girls. He is also accused of sexually assaulting a 12-year-old girl. State police arrested a man in Clark County for stealing a patrol car. Troopers say 44-year-old Roger Stamper stole the police car from outside a hotel. It was later spotted on I-65 southbound, and police say Stamper sped away when they tried to pull him over. That chase reached speeds of 140 miles an hour. Troopers then used stop sticks and say Stamper eventually lost control of the car and crashed somewhere near Clarksville. He is now facing multiple charges, including auto theft and driving with a suspended license. Some big education news. Students in Indiana will soon not be able to use their cell phones while at school. That new law takes effect July 1st. It requires all public and charter schools to adopt policies prohibiting students from using any kind of wireless communication during instructional time. But school districts must include exceptions for emergencies and individualized educational plans. Paul Kaiser, the superintendent at Westfield Washington Schools, says Westfield already has a similar policy in place.
And now the kids are focused on the teacher and what's going on to enhance the learning environment. And again, a pretty seamless transition, both at the middle school 2 years ago and also at the high school this year.
Under that new state law, teachers would still be able to incorporate phones and other mobile devices into lessons. Let's talk sports. There were some upsets yesterday, so your bracket may already be busted. But in just a few hours, Indianapolis will be swept up in March Madness. First and second round games will be played at Gainbridge Fieldhouse starting today. News 8's Danielle Zulkowski has the details on everything going on besides the games.
The big news out of Gainbridge Fieldhouse is Purdue is playing in one of the 6 games Indianapolis is hosting in March Madness. And with those 6 games comes a big economic impact for the city.
So we're estimating an economic impact of $14 million for this weekend.
Hosting 6 games means 8 teams and their fans will be in Indianapolis spending money and helping the local economy.
We're expecting capacity crowds for every single game, which is fantastic.
Similar to the All-Star game, there will be plenty to do if you're not one of the lucky few who scored a ticket to these games.
We're actually activating Bicentennial Unity Plaza for the first time for a fan zone, so even if you don't have a ticket, you can come for free and you can experience a lot of activations. You can play knockout on the court.
The energy in the area is high, even though the games in Gainbridge only start on Friday.
Purdue fans in town, but like I said, Milwaukee fans, Western Kentucky fans, but also it's really exciting because we got teams from TCU and Colorado that are going to be coming in that may be first time here in Indianapolis, so they'll get the experience for the first time. There's going to be a ton of buzz.
This is just the start of 3 big years for March Madness in Indy, with bigger games coming over the next 2 years.
It's really kind of a build-up for the next 3 years of college basketball in the city. We have first and second rounds this year. We have a regional, which is a Sweet 16 and an Elite 8 next year, and then in 2026 we're preparing for a men's Final Four at Lucas Oil Stadium. That doesn't even count the women's Final Four coming in 28 and then the men's Final Four in 29. So it's really a building up of some awesome college basketball events coming to Indy over the next couple of years.
I'm Danielle Zulkowski for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook for updates.
When it comes to the weather, Storm Track 8 says it will be a warm and mild day with the possibility of a few showers. Drew Narsutis has your News 8 Daily 8 forecast.
It's warmer, and while I think today is going to be windier than yesterday was in general, I think the morning hours are pretty comparable wind-wise, so it should be a slightly better morning out there for folks, which is good news. Let's take a look at our forecast. Something else that's good is that most of central Indiana, just like yesterday, is likely not going to have to worry about any rain or snow or anything like that. You can see on our Speedway cam just clear skies here in central Indiana at the moment, and temperatures which are not looking half bad. We are around the freezing mark for most of the state, over it, of course, south and central parts of the state, and even it looks like Fort Wayne right now, the only location location below freezing at the moment with those current temperatures. And as I mentioned, the wind's still around, but it's out of the east and it's not looking to be all too breezy yet. We'll see it likely increase up to maybe sustain 15, 18 mile per hour gusts later this afternoon. Could be in the 20 mile per hour range tomorrow. So it will get breezier, but for now, again, the good news is that this system moving through is just barely sneaking by us here in Indiana, maybe South Bend, Chicago, in on a little mixed precipitation, a few decorative snowflakes at times, but rest of us are completely precipitation free, and well, that is up until after lunchtime. But before lunchtime, we're doing all right. We can see much warmer compared to yesterday. However, we will be breezier compared to yesterday, at least not as windy as what we will likely see in our forecast tomorrow. For tonight, we will still have a few light showers. There could even be a heavy patch or two somewhere in the southernmost communities in Indiana. So we'll keep an eye on some rainy conditions late this afternoon into the evening. And then after those showers kind of push out, we're looking to see temperatures swing back to chilly tomorrow.
To get a peek at the full forecast, just head over to wishtv.com, or you can download the Wish TV Storm Track 8 app. And don't forget to check out our Storm Track 8 weather blogs. Who doesn't love a feel-good Friday story? Take a listen at this. A group that helps people re-enter society after leaving prison is getting a huge donation from a billionaire philanthropist. Mackenzie Scott, the ex-wife of former Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, is giving $1 million to Public Advocates in Community Reentry, also known as PACE Indy. It's one of more than 360 groups to receive a donation from Scott. The charity says the grants total $640 million. PACE Indy provides case management, therapy, and job training to people after they get out of prison. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 podcast for Friday, March 22nd. I'm Jeremy Jenkins for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.